Welcome to the Jump Ball Power Rankings. We're going to go through week 4 of the rankings, 30 to number 1. But first, I got to apologize. I did miss last week. Sincerely apologize for anybody that was hoping to see the rankings then. But we're back now, and we got a lot of changes. Coming in at number 30 is the Detroit Pistons. There is not a lot to really enjoy. And just all you need to know is Kevin Knox is getting more minutes than Jaden Ivey and Marcus Saucer. That's it. That's all you really need to know. That's why they're 30. At 29 are the Washington Wizards, and they're a horrible watch. But one person to keep an eye on is Bilal Coulibaly, their rookie. This is a development project, but he looks further ahead than we expected. And just keep an eye on him. He's got some flashes that you see, you go, there's quite a basketball player there. Unfortunately, he plays for the Wizards. At 28 is the Memphis Grizzlies. And man, they got a long list of injuries, and you can add Marcus Smart to that list. On top of all that, they still are going to be without Ja Morant for 12 more games due to the suspension. I mean, they've dug themselves such a big hole that I think this is probably going to be more of a gap year for them. At 27 is the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, they got absolutely hammered by Oklahoma City, and they have the worst offense in the NBA by at least 3 points, according to NBA.com. So, yeah, they're pretty bad. At number 26 is the San Antonio Spurs. And for the love of God, somebody get Victor Wembanyama a legitimate point guard. Trey Jones is good off the bench, but Point Sohan is not working. And at this point, it's really doing more harm than good. And we just want to see Victor Wembanyama have a chance to play basketball. At 25 is the Charlotte Hornets, and they're coming off a nice overtime win against Boston, but they still got the worst defense in the league. So it's really hard to see them climb much more. If they're not going to defend on that end, it's going to be a massive problem for them throughout the whole season. Coming in at 24 is the Utah Jazz, and they are simply just turning the rock over too much. They're 29th in turnovers per game and 29th in points off turnovers allowed. Can't win ball games when you're just giving up the ball over and over again, and the other team's able to score off all of them. Coming in at 23 is the Chicago Bulls, and Zach LaVine is already on the trade block less than 15 games into the season. I mean, this is going to be the kickoff to a possible fire sale. Teams are going to call about DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Nikola Vucevic. I mean, who knows what else is going to happen, but this is a team a lot of other NBA teams are watching because they're going to start to try to pick them apart and take some of those pieces. Coming in at 22 is the Los Angeles Clippers. And ever since they traded for James Harden, their pace has dropped off significantly. And that's a problem for them. One other note, Russell Westbrook has moved to the bench, and it's worked so far in just 2 games, but we got to see how it plays out in the long run. I'm still very skeptical of the Clippers and Harden. Coming in at 21 is the Brooklyn Nets, and they're one of the faster teams in the NBA. They're third in fast break points, and it all starts with defensive rebounding. They're third in defensive rebound percentage. That allows them to get the ball out quickly, and they fly up the court. Coming in at number 20 is the Toronto Raptors. And look, this is a team that's caught between 2 timelines. It's either Pascal Siakam's team or Scotty Barnes' team. And until they figure out which route they want to go, they're really probably just going to flounder and be kind of a 500 team the rest of the way. At number 19 is the Houston Rockets, and they're coming off a 6-game win streak and followed that up with a 3-game losing streak. Dillon Brooks is still shooting the hell out of the ball, but the numbers are beginning to drop. He went from shooting 52% during that run to now shooting about 44%. Still an amazing number, but it is beginning to drop, and we know what happens when Dillon Brooks keeps shooting. Number 18 is the Atlanta Hawks, and they got a top 6 offensive rating, which is really impressive when you take into account Trae Young still not shooting the ball well. He's shooting below 30%. But one thing he is doing really well is diming folks out and getting the ball moving, averaging about 11 assists a night. Coming in at number 17 is the New Orleans Pelicans, and they're coming off a pretty nice week. They went 3-1 with wins against the Denver Nuggets, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Sacramento Kings, and their one loss was against the surging Wolves. Things are looking pretty up right now in New Orleans. If they can just get CJ McCollum back, we might actually see this team really begin to climb. Coming in at number 16 is the Golden State Warriors, and they put an end to their 6-game long losing streak by beating the Houston Rockets the other night. And there were a couple of things that were encouraging in that one. One, Klay Thompson shot the ball well for 20 points, and Andrew Wiggins had grabbed 7 rebounds in this game and was hustling all over the place. These are good signs for them because both of those guys were struggling as the season started. If they can get them going, we can look for them to continue to rise. At 15 is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they're coming off of a nice 3-win week. 2 of those wins without Donovan Mitchell, and one of them against the Denver Nuggets, where Darius Garland went completely off for 26 points, and Evan Mobley had a monster game. 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's a solid night for Mobley right there. Coming in at number 14 are the Phoenix Suns. And just when it looked like we were finally going to see the Big Three play their first regular season game together, Bradley Beal was a late scratch due to a back issue, and it sounds like he's going to miss a ton of time. That's very troubling for the Suns, but not as troubling as the fact that they lead the league in the fewest fast break points. They're just simply not getting easy buckets. At number 13 are the Indiana Pacers, and they have one of the best offenses in the NBA, followed by one of the worst defenses. That's why they're about 500, but they're an exciting team to watch. Tyrese Halliburton goes completely nuts on a regular basis, and as long as he's on the court, they have a chance to win and put up big numbers nightly basis. Coming in at number 12 are the New York Knicks. And look, they're 5-0 against teams below 500. The problem is they're 3-6 against teams above 500. They got blown out last night against Minnesota, and they had a loss against the Boston Celtics. They need a signature win that everybody can kind of take notice of. They haven't gotten one yet, but hopefully they'll find one, and when they do, they'll probably climb in the rankings. Coming in at number 11 are the Los Angeles Lakers. And we got to talk about what LeBron James is doing. He's averaging 26.4 points a game, shooting above 58% from the field, above 39% from three. He's been absolutely incredible for this team. You just got to wonder how long can he keep all of this up at his age. Coming in at number 10 are the Orlando Magic. This has been a great start to the season for them at 8-5, and they're kind of climbing up the rankings and the standings. And the thing that's most impressive about them, they're second in defensive rating. I wasn't prepared for that right now. If that's something they can maintain throughout the whole season, they're going to be a playoff team. Coming in at number 9 are the Miami Heat. I mean, they should probably be higher just based off this shot from Jimmy Butler. He's yelling sky hook off of this shot. Love it. But also, Bam Adebayo has been phenomenal, averaging over 22 points. Even their rookie, Jaime Jaquez, has come on real strong as of late, even though he went to an incredibly stupid school. At number 8 are the Sacramento Kings. They just had their 6-game win streak snapped by the New Orleans Pelicans, and it was a massive blowout. But that's an impressive run for them to get going and to climb in the rankings. One thing that's of concern, they shoot the 5th most threes in the NBA, but don't make a lot of them. They're only shooting 34% from three. That's a little bit concerning. Coming in at number 7 are the Dallas Mavericks. And even though Luka Doncic is still playing amazing, I think this team is beginning to trend downward. They had an easy schedule to begin with. They feasted off of a lot of bad teams, which inflated their rankings. But I'm going to keep an eye on them because I think they might have a chance of dropping in the rankings as the schedule gets tougher. At number 6 are the Milwaukee Bucks. And look, there's been a lot of concerns about the Bucks, but they're also on a 5-game win streak, and they're 10-4. I mean, they're right in the mix of things in the Eastern Conference. Dame's awesome, Giannis is awesome, and they're exceptional in clutch basketball. Coming in at number 5 are the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they're coming in hot. Chet Holmgren had a game-tying 3 against the Golden State Warriors, which they won in overtime. They absolutely destroyed the Portland Trailblazers, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looks pretty unguardable. Coming in at number 5 are the Philadelphia 76ers. They're rolling offensively. They have Embiid doing a great job as a hub, creating for others and averaging a career high in assists. But more importantly, also, they're playing fast. They're getting out in transition, leading the league in fast break points. Coming in at number 3 are the Denver Nuggets. And there's a little bit of signs of them just kind of letting up after the way they started the season so dominant. Obviously, no Jamal Murray. The bench has been up and down at times. Jokic is unbelievable as long as he doesn't get ejected. Coming in at number 2 are the Boston Celtics. They would have been the number 1 team in the power rankings if they didn't blow the game against the Charlotte Hornets. They had a chance in regulation, didn't seal the deal, allowed it to go to overtime, and the Hornets took over there. And again, their offense at the end of games in overtime is very troubling for me. It's something I'm going to keep an eye on throughout the course of the whole season. Coming in at number 1 are the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, you heard that correctly. The Wolves are number 1 in this week's power rankings. They're playing the best basketball out of anybody in the NBA right now. They're doing it on both ends of the court, and Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, and Rudy Gobert has this team as the number 1 defensive team in the NBA. It's going to be tough to top that. And that's it for this week's Jump Ball Power Rankings. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what I got wrong. Who's too high? Who's too low? What could I have done differently? Anyways, thank you for checking this one out, and we'll see you next time.